gonna be able to fit much more in there. Hey, neighbor. Yo, dude, you ready for that road trip? Yeah, we're about ready to skedaddle. Go bodacious.
Dad, ready? Hey, Dad, ready?
Oh, oh, yo, little dude, take a chill pill.
Welcome to Snook's Naptime Nerd Talk, where my little dude is sleeping, so I'm going to come in here and talk about some nerd stuff with you. Well, it's summertime, so that means it's time for family vacations, which also brings on the dreaded road trips. So thinking about those times, we tend to reminisce about how we spent the hours on the road as a child. Could it be as simple as packing up toys and bringing them on the road with you? For me, that was the TMNT figures by Playmates.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles
From Playmates.
Of course, I had to bring the main four.
Donatello, master of the staff. Leonardo, the katana blade. Raphael, the sword. Michelangelo, the nunchakus. Radical!
But the rest depended. It was a strategic planning of, if you lost someone, how upset would you be? So it couldn't be your favorites. I know because one trip in 91 or 92, I had left Shredder behind at the hotel. So if you were in Gatlinburg, Tennessee at that time, and you found a Shredder, please return him. He's not yours. So you had to base your decisions on that, and who would be beneficial to the storytelling on the road. Could it be Leatherhead, Ace Duck, Mondo Gecko, or this guy? Also, if you were lucky, you could have picked up a toy on the way there or on the way back, and it could have been a simple one. This Sonic the Hedgehog was a candy dispenser, but on that trip, we had endless adventures, especially my little simple mind. Now, I know we tend to stop and say that kids will never understand how hard we had it back then without smartphones or tablets, but if you're my age or a kid of the 90s, that's a bold-faced lie. Because we had handhelds. It could be the classics like Tiger handhelds or the TMNT ones. Or, of course, it may have been Nintendo.
Amazing! Hey! Game Boy! Nintendo word.
Nintendo's always ruled in the game scene in the handheld department. No one could compete with them. Atari Lynx or the TurboGrafx. That was until Sega came in and tried to take on the spinach-colored game system. The Sega Game Gear entered the market in full swing, and it brought bright colors and ports of some of the heavy hitters to the main event. From Sonic the Hedgehog to Mortal Kombat, the Sega designed itself to be more of a comfortable hold.
color.
Hey, there's an easier way to get color. Get a Game Gear, the full color portable with over 150 games, like the new Echo, Mortal 2, and Sonic Triple Trouble.
Sega! It had a simple control layout with two buttons on one side, and it had a D-pad.
So does your mom, dude.
I told myself this was going to be a mature toy series and not full of adolescent humor. But just like the rest, Sega was not able to take down the champion, especially when the Game Boy Color hit the market. And Pokemon did not help the fight. But regardless, the Sega Game Gear filled plenty of hours on the road, and it drained a ton of batteries too, since it took about 6 altogether, and I think it had about 4 hours of life. But later on in the 90s, little digital pets wanted to make the ride with you. The Gigapets.
When your Gigapets call, you gotta stop.
Don't forget your Gigapet.
Whoa, doggies, Madonna's hungry.
Don't upset your Gigapet.
How to care for your Giga.
Vivi wants to play.
Gigapets from Tiger, each sold separately. You gotta love them.
Released in 1997, a year after Tamagotchi hit the US market. But unlike Tamagotchi, the Gigapets had more realistic animals, unlike aliens in those categories. From dogs, cats, and T-Rexes, these pets were so popular even KFC sold them around Christmas.
And Digipooch, it's the toy on every kid's list.
These little digital pets traveled the road with you, and you didn't have to stop and let them out. All you had to do was feed them and play games with them to keep them happy. And the game never stopped, even when you wanted it to. As you began to age, though, the less you became interested in those things, and the more interested you became in music. For me, it was nu metal and hard rock. Traveling with my CD case full of music I didn't understand, but thought I related to with cranky attitude and hormones creating a dreary ride. The fun of the open road had come to an end.
Mom, you don't even give me the one with ASP! Dude, y'all are so cheap! Only Jonathan Davis understands me! Ah!
Until all that finally calmed down and I just went back to my nerdy ways. However you spent those drives, be it car bingo, toys, or video games, I hope it was a blast. And with all the road trips going on this summer, I hope everyone has a very safe and memorable vacations. And don't forget to provide some of these memories with your kids. So until next time, don't forget to be kind and retrowind.